Good morning. What's up? What's up? Hold on. What's up with my phone? Good morning. Let me fix this. Hey y'all. Good morning. I'm trying to see what's my. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Hey, Kimberly Black, Deja, Queen Lewis, Sherry Land, Kareem, what's up? Can y'all hear me? Okay. You getting the coffee pot together. That's good. Hey y'all. I'm coming here to y'all this morning to give y'all a little story time. I don't know what's up with my I'm giving y'all a story time. Remember the other day? Let me say who else is on. Hey, today today Swole Diamond. Hey, share. Okay, good. Um, y'all. Okay, the story time I'm gonna give y'all is about the DL guy. My friend's my friend's sister boyfriend. Okay. Hmm. I was This was a time when I was doing all my drinking and smoking weed. And I keep saying I didn't really smoke weed too much, and I was like 16 at the time. Um, Young and dumb, just doing everything I wanted to do because I thought I was so grown. So I was hanging out with this group of friends, and it was an apartment. You know how you have that apartment that all the young teenagers can hang out at, and they let you do what you want to do? Well, this was the house that everybody would go to, and we were all cool, so they would always have drinks and stuff. And the types of drinks that they had was like MD 2020 and Cisco. They had like the cheap stuff. Um, and I was going over there getting my life, just cutting up, acting a fool. Around people, they was selling dope and all that. And this was kind of not really the hood, but the outskirts of the hood. I never sold dope. My uncles sold dope. They was selling dope and doing all that, in and out of jail. Um, I didn't do any of that, but I was hanging with my friend. They would go party. I would be over there. You'd have all types of ratchetness going on. And I noticed this friend's boyfriend, okay, my friend's sister's boyfriend would always be very, very friendly with me. He'd be very, very touchy with me. Like when he hugging me for longer than necessary. And I look back on it now, but then I didn't think too much of it. I was only like 16, 15 or 16. And um so this guy was touching on me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at these people driving too. Okay. So this one particular night, everybody was just wasted. They had smoked weed. I had been drinking, and he wanted to play wrestle. You wanting to play wrestle like we're 9 and 10 years old, but of course that was for him to get a feel. Um, Now we played, wrestled, and that was it. He was wrestling with all the guys. Now he had been smoking weed more so than a lot of people, and he was still chill. He was in his right mind, I'm thinking. And I was out of it. I laid out. I fell into a diabetic coma. I was out cold. So while I'm laying down asleep, brother man comes in there. I'm on the couch sleep. He came in there and started filling me up. And when I say filling me up, playing with my junk. He was playing with me. I was knocked out cold. And so he's playing with me, and his girlfriend is peeking around the corner watching him play with me. And keep in mind, she sees that I'm knocked out. She saw me knocked out, sleep. She screamed, and he saw her, and he ran out the apartment, y'all, and he left the door wide open. And he ran upstairs to his cousin's house because his cousin lived in the same apartment complex, and it wasn't a big apartment community. So he ran upstairs, and I found this out later. So when someone says, well, how did you know this out? Okay, because it was told to me, of course. So he ran upstairs. The next morning, I didn't slept, wake up with a headache, a hangover. And she tell me, hey, I think it's best if you go home today. Now keep in mind, she asked me to come over there. They wanted me to be over there hanging out with them. They called me and said, come over. We're gonna be, drinking and, turning up. And I was like, okay. But she asked me to go home, and I'm like, okay, did they go through something? Did she get into it with her boyfriend? What happened? Me not knowing anything. So I talked to my friend, and she and I are like the best of friends to this day. So I talked to my friend, and she tells me, when you were asleep. I was like, wait, hey, what's up with Kiki? That was her sister's name. I said, what's up with Kiki? Why she have an attitude with me? What's going on? She acting weird. And she was like, you don't know what happened? I'm like, no, what happened? Adrian was feeling on you when you were asleep. I was like, feeling on me? What do you mean feeling on me? Like rubbing? She's like, he was trying to get you off while you were asleep. But she said something else. I don't want to say it. But so I was like, wow, are you effing kidding me? Are you serious? Now keep in mind, at this point, I had an idea that I was gay, but they didn't know it. And I wasn't actively doing anything. I was 16, 15. But I knew who I was, but I was still kind of grappling with that. But for someone to do that to me, it was a violation. And hey, oh Laurel, that's good for you. I'm proud of you. But I asked her, I called Kiki, and I was like, Kiki, what's this I hear about Adrian touching on me? And she was like, that MFing dog, he told me he wasn't gay no more. He told me he wasn't gay anymore. And I was like, he told me he wasn't what? So he told her that he used to be gay. He used to be gay, but he wasn't gay anymore. Like he turned the switch off. Or he went to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and they cured him of this gay virus that he had. But so y'all, when she told me that, she said, I want you to come over here. She said, well, no, first she said, okay, well, that was effed up what he did. I'm sorry about that. I can't deal with this. Now keep in mind, she suffered from low self-esteem. She suffered from low self-esteem because men had a tendency to kind of do her bad. So she called me over like a week later because she said he wanted to speak with me. I came over and he was in the bedroom, and I went in there and he said, I'm so sorry. man, I'm sorry. I had been drinking, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I just, I always found you attractive. I always found you attractive, but I'm not gay anymore. I used to be gay. Okay, well, you need to tell your hands that, because if you used to be gay, your hands and your mouth didn't know that you had made that decision. So I'm so happy for you. I'm gonna be there supporting you, definitely. So he um he apologized to me, and I felt kind of awkward after that because I was like, I noticed that she had an attitude with me. Y'all, this woman had an attitude with me after that, and she was going around telling people that I was a homewrecker. The little 15, 16-year-old guy home wrecked your home. Now, your 25, 26-year-old boyfriend touched on me, and he could have been in jail for doing that. And you had a problem with me? He told you he used to be gay. You're an idiot. So, some months went by, y'all. Some months went by. Why this Negro turned around and left her for a man and moved upstairs to his cousin's house, another gay person that lived over there, and he was living with his partner right upstairs from her in the same apartment complex. Left her for this guy. Guy name is Jerry. He left her for this guy, and they would be dressed alike and everything. And it destroyed her. She had very low self-esteem. I became the other woman. Yeah, I was the other woman. So, years later, I would see him in the clubs. I would see him in the clubs. Um, she should have known. Oh shit. She should have known. I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. Well, I did mean to say it, but I didn't mean to. I'm trying to curse less. I'm sorry. Curse. A lot of profanity is the sign of a poor upbringing and a low caliber of intelligence. But I had to do a U-turn, y'all. That's why I said that, because I wasn't paying attention. But he left her. He would go to the clubs. I would see him at the clubs with his partner. But tragically, Adrian passed away from complications of AIDS years later. He was a sweet guy, but he was very tortured because he was trying to make his family happy by being with a woman, and that just wasn't who he was. Yeah, I know. Hey, Kanisha. Hey, Kanisha. So, um, what is? Come on now, is that wreck up here again? But I'm telling you, y'all, some of the stories I had. I used to be around like a bunch of drag queens. Some, not a lot of them, but I'm a new gay person. Keep in mind, I was discovering who I was. Hell, I didn't know if I wanted to be a regular gay man or, and I'm being honest with y'all, I didn't know if I wanted to be a regular gay man. Did I want to be a drag queen? Did I want to be top? Did I want to be bottom? I'm versatile. Let me say that. Disclaimer. Uh, but I didn't know what I wanted to be because the gay men I was hanging around, they had hung around a bunch of women. So they mimicked how women were. So they would be like, a lady doesn't use her piece. If you a lady, you don't use your piece. And I was like, what? Child, you old bull dagger. If you use your piece, you're a bull dagger. So I was thinking that to be a gay man, you're supposed to be just one dimensional. And they used to always tell me, baby, if you get in geese, you would let the kids have it. They wanted me to dust my mug and do all that, but I wasn't feeling that. I didn't want to be a woman. And it was a conflict of, I had an inner conflict of, I liked my body as a man and I liked how I looked as a guy. But I was seeing my friends, some of them started growing breasts, and y'all, they would take birth control pills. Women's birth control pills because they didn't have money. These were younger guys that were like in high school. I remember at this time I was like, well, I was like about 19, 18 at this time. Because when I was 16 doing all the stuff I was doing with the people from my neighborhood, I wasn't out like that. But when I was like 19, I was. But if you run into me, Negro, I'm gonna have a brand new car. Now you want me to hit my brakes, I will. Okay. So I was hanging with them and some of them were taking birth control and they were growing breasts. If a man takes birth control, it's like the estrogen in the birth control creates breast in men. So these young guys were taking birth control and they were getting small breasts. I saw this and I was like, once you start doing a lot of stuff like that, your body is hard to revert back to how it was. And I remember this one queen that used to hang around, baby, this heifer was hung like a donkey. And this heifer was hung like Shawn Michaels. And he used to be like, I ain't using that thing. I only use that thing as a kickstand. And I was like, oh, okay. You wasn't gonna try to use it on me because I don't like you anyway. Not like that. I wasn't attracted to drag queens. I like guys. But a lot of those people I hung with, they passed away now. Because some of them became sex workers. Because you remember, think about it, when you start going through the change like that, a lot of companies back then would not hire them. And they would be, they were ostracized because of who they were. You're looking like you're in transition. You look like a pretty man with breasts. And a lot of companies didn't hire you. So they had to resort to, oh shit, you see y'all? I think I have to pull over. Damn it. Okay, y'all. I'm hearing something. Oh, yeah, mercy. Okay. I think my tire is tripping. I'm gonna pull over, y'all, because I don't know what's going on. I hear this bumping, rattling noise, and I'm not liking it. So I'm going to come back. Let me pull over. I'm may have to put some air in my tire because my air light has come on. Let me put some air in my tire.